Hi everyone, welcome to RUDS' first virtual cabaret. Even in the current situation, everyone's been working really hard and we've produced a great show for you guys all to enjoy tonight. So below this video, you'll find a link to our charity page collecting donations for the Ollie Young Foundation. It's a fantastic charity that RUDS has worked with many times before, and any money raised will go towards paediatric brain tumour research and support. So any donations would be really appreciated. And we hope you enjoy the show.
Are you ready? It's time for me to take it. I'm the boss right now, not gonna fake it. Now when you go down, 'cause this is my game, and you better come to play. Yes, girl, yes. I used to hold my freak back, now I'm letting go. I make my own choice. Pressure on this show, so leave the lights on. No, you can't make me behave. Caught in heaven. So you say I'm complicated, I must be out of my mind. But you had me underrated, rated. What's wrong with being confident? Oh, what's wrong with being confident? Oh.
It's time to get the chains out. Is your tongue tighter? 'Cause this is my ground and I'm dangerous.
And you can get off, but it's all about me tonight.
I am so scared right now.
I know. So you say I'm complicated, that I must be out of my mind.
But you had me underrated, rated. Oh, what's wrong with being confident? 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 Oh.
So you say I'm complicated. Wait, you two know each other? But you tell me underrated. What's wrong with being
Confident, oh, what's wrong with being confident? What's wrong with being confident?
You are a drug, you are a poison pill. I've got to kick this habit now, or else I never will. I love the rush, when you would hold me close, but you will not be satisfied until I overdose. This is it, hit the brake, I am finally awake. Let me be, let me go. You need help, I can't provide, I am not qualified. a word. You speak and I cave in. You twist the truth again and drill deep down beneath my skin. You said you'd change, and I believed in you, but you're still using me to justify the harm you do. This is it, hit the brake, call it all my mistake. Long as you let me go. You need help, I can't provide. I'm not Bonnie, you're not Clyde. So goodbye, 'cause now I say no. Blame your childhood, blame your dad, blame the life you never had. But hurting people, that's your choice, my friend. And I believe that love will win, and hate will earn you nothing in the end. This is the end. This is it, I won't cry. Starting now, I will try to pay back all the karma I owe. Start again, somewhere new, far from cool guys like you. So goodbye, 'cause now I say no. Just in time, I say no. Somehow I'm saying no. Just say no. I say no.
Somewhere in the crowd
Smiling, having fun, feeling like a number one. Tonight the super trooper beams are gonna blind me, but I won't feel blue. Like I always do. 'Cause somewhere in the crowd, there's you. Super trooper, lights are gonna find me.
We had some good news this week. Kelly's best friend Sophie, who she goes to school with, well, her parents are both really well educated, really attractive, really sociable, and they're getting divorced. I said to Tim, "You'll never guess what, the Smugs are splitting up." He said, "Oh my god, that's brilliant news," and he gave me a massive hug. We actually high-fived in the kitchen. We'd been round their house for a dinner party last year. She said, "Let me know any Saturday that works for you between now and Easter." This was in November. Tim said, "Oh, tell them to fuck off," but I said we couldn't, you know. I wanted to do it for Kelly's sake. She said, "Mum, you can't just air them forever." I said, "What does that mean? You air towels or bed sheets, you don't air people." Apparently it means blanking someone. Anyway, we went, and their house was like a show home, of course, not a thing out of place. Not like ours. Ours is all wonky pictures and muddy shoes and crap on every surface. I said to Tim, "I know where I'd rather live. Our house might be chaotic, but at least we're living in the real world." He didn't actually say anything to that. Then some woman, some big streak of piss who works high up at Asda, said, "Oh, let's do our porn names," and we all had to go round the table. "I'm Lady Minchkin, I'm Pumpkin McAllister, oh, I'm Blackie Goff," hilarious. Then they turned to the au pair who'd just come in from the kitchen and said, "Alicia, what's your porn star name?" She said, "It's Connie Lingus." "But how did you know?" Stormed out crying. Well, she's Italian. Porn's like bake-off to them. The husband laughed and the wife, oh, she gave him such evils. I should have known then there were trouble at mill. Then she turned to me and said, "Nadia, what's your porn name?" I said, "It's Jaws." She said, "Jaws what? It's your first pet followed by your mother's maiden name." I said, "I know that. My goldfish was called Jaws and I never knew who my mother was, so I guess it would just have to be Jaws blank." Everyone looked down at their plates. I might have sworn, I can't remember now. Then the husband said, "Oh, does anyone fancy some eating mess?" And Tim, bless him, he said, "Oh, how did you guess my porn name?" And everyone started laughing and talking about fucking house prices. Anyway, they're splitting up now, so happy ending.
Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around here you think, sure, she's got everything. I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's its and what's its galore. You want thingamabobs? I've got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I want to be where the people are. I want to see I'm dancing, walking around on those, what do you call them? Oh, feet. Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing, strolling along down What's that word again? Street. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of their world. What would I give if I could live out of these waters? What would I pay to spend a day warm on the sand? Betcha on land they understand, but they don't reprimand their daughters. Bright young women, sick of swimming, ready to stand and ready to know what the people know. Ask them my questions and get some answers. What's a fire and why does it? What's the word? Burn. When's it my turn? Wouldn't I love to explore that shore up above, out of the sea. Wish I could be part of that world. say times are hard for dreamers, but they won't be hard for me. I've saved up everything I know to take that step beyond the lawn. Keep walking till I see the station and then see it go. Inside the train, up through the glass, my finger tracing all of these towns I've never heard of, racing past. Off the train in Paris, half a mile from Sacre-Cœur, the city's waking up for me. A sign says an apartment's vacant on the second floor, and suddenly I hold a key. I turn and lock the room's again, and all it takes is one more step, and then I'm here, just me behind my door. It isn't what I have, it's only what I have in store that matters now. The past can only fade, and everything I'll ever need is here. This is how my world gets made. They say times are hard for dreamers, and who knows, maybe they are. People seem stuck or lost at sea, and I might be a dreamer, but it's gotten me this far, and that is far enough for me. Look out my window, there's a view of other windows, my own museum full of paintings I look through, where everything is clear. It isn't where I am, it's only where I go from here that matters now, and I am not afraid, as everything I'll ever need appears. This is how my world gets made.
You may think it's funny, but I was the last one to see them alive last summer. There was alone 7 of them in the world, and the zoo had only 4 of them. I used to walk there every night, just to watch them stand so still in the water. And they walked so graceful in slow motion. And they have legs as skinny as my little finger. Long legs. And there was only 7 of them in the world because they killed them off for feathers, for ladies' hats or something. And one night, a gang of boys came by with radios to their ears and cursing real bad. You know, F and everything. And I was, scared. And they started saying things to me. Dirty things. and laughing at the birds. And one kid threw a stone to see how close he could splash the birds. And then another kid tried to see how close he could splash the birds. And then they all started throwing stones to splash the birds. And then they started throwing stones at the birds. And I started screaming, "Stop it!" And a stone hit a bird's leg and it bended like a straw. And the birds kneeled over in the water, flapping wings in the water. And the kids kept laughing and cursing and throwing stones, and I kept screaming, "Stop it! Stop it!" But they couldn't hear me through the ugly music on the radios. So I ran to the zoo garden, we got his club, and we went to the place of the birds, but the kids were gone. The kids were gone. And there was white feathers in the water. And the water was real still. And there was big swirls of blood. And the birds were real still. Their beaks a little open. Legs broke, toes curled still. Like the world had stopped. And the zoo guard said something to me, but I couldn't hear him. I just saw his mouth moving. And I started screaming. I started screaming, and the cops came and they took me to the hospital, and they gave me a needle to make me stop screaming. And they never caught the gang. But even if they did, what good's that? They can't make the birds come alive again.
We always seem to be brother and sisterly. It's such a lovely way to be. And I wanna say what it means to me, how I could never be the same without you. And something more that I know, though I never could show, how it kept right on growing. The way I know I really feel about you, the way I know I'll always feel about you. Why can't we, why can't we, why can't we try to play a love scene? We don't need the violins to play a love scene. Where we see how love begins, we can find a way to start and learn to play the part, a perfect scene from a play unknown. Let's play a love scene. Of our own. And I wanna say what it means to me, how I could never be the same without you. And something more that I know, though I never could show, how it kept right on growing. The way I know I really feel about you, the way I know I always feel about you. Why can't we, why can't we, why can't we try to play a love scene? We don't need the violins to play a love scene, where we see how love begins. We can find a way to start and play it from the heart, a perfect scene from a play unknown. Let's play a love scene. All the own.
We may not yet have reached our glory, but I will gladly join the fight. And when our children tell their story, they'll tell the story of tonight. They'll tell the story of tonight. Tonight. Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear, like you could fall and no one would hear? Well, let that lonely feeling wash away. All we see is light. You'll be okay. For forever, when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand. And oh, it's a glass of freedom, something they can never take away. No matter what they tell you, someone will come running to take you home. It's a glass to the all of us. Tomorrow there'll be more of us, telling the story of tonight. Out of the shadows, the morning is breaking, and all is new. All is new. All is new. It's only a matter of time. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you rise again. If you only look around, you will be found. And when our children tell their story, you will be found. They'll tell the story of tonight. No matter what they tell you, tomorrow there'll be more of us, telling the story of tonight. The story of tonight. I picked up your shirt words this morning. I don't know why. I don't know why. Mr. Reynolds said to say hello. I started to cry. I started to cry. Every place we ever walked and everywhere we talked, I miss you. You never leave my mind. So much of you is left behind. Those unfinished conversations we used to have still speak to me, and I write you letters every day that I'll never send and you'll never see. All this wishful thinking gets me nowhere I can stay. Though my heart is broken, it keeps breaking every day. You took my hopes with you. Took my dreams with you. I keep thinking that you'll be calling. Everyone says that it's all in my head, and I can't accept it yet. I'm not ready to just give in. I know that I can live in this pain with these feelings of regret. I can comprehend this and pretend that I don't care. Any place I wanna be, I wanna see you there. You took my
edges. One make it sour and surf with lemon wedges. Even doubt can be delicious, and it washes off of all the dirty dishes. When it's done, I can smile. It's on someone else's plate for a while. I'll place it on display, and then I'll slice and serve my worries away. I can fix this. I can twist it into sugar, butter, covered pieces. Never mind what's underneath it. I have done it before. I'll make me door to help make it through. I learned that from you, Mama. It's amazing what baking can do. Make it up and surprise them. Tell them all my secrets, but disguise them so they dance on the tongues of the very people that they're a secret from. Make it soon, make it better, though better never lasts forever. I'll make it small so it fits. Even this, even now, even as the walls come tumbling down, even as I can't stop remembering how every door we made, we never once walked down. Something I never got the chance to ask her about. So without it on my hands, I'll show them all how goddamn happy I am. Sugar, butter, flour, don't let me down. Let's see the next amazing thing baking does now.
Write what you know, so they say. All I know is I don't know what to write or the right way to write it. This is big lady, don't screw it up. This is not some little vaudeville I'm reviewing. Poor little kids versus rich, greedy sourpusses. Ha, it's a cinch, it could practically write itself, and let's pray it does. Cause as I may have mentioned, I have no clue what I'm doing. Am I insane? This is what I've been waiting for. Well, that plus the screaming of 10 angry editors. A girl? It's a girl. How the hell? Is that even legal? Look, just go and get her. Not only that, there's a story behind the story. Thousands of children exploited, invisible. Speak up, take a stand, and there's someone to write about it. That's how things get better. Give life's little guy some ink, and when it dries, just watch what happens. Those kids will live and breathe right on the page, and once they're center stage, you watch what happens. And who's there with her camera and her pen? As boys turn into men, they'll storm the gates, and then just watch what happens when they do. Picture a handsome, heroically charismatic, plain-spoken, know-nothing skirt, chasing cocky little son of a lie down with dogs, and you wake up with a raise and a promotion. So he's a flirt, a complete egomaniac. The fact is he's also the face of the strike. What a face, face the fact, that's a face that could save us all from sinking in the ocean. Like someone said, power tends to corrupt, and absolute power, wait, corrupts, absolutely, that is genius. But give me some time, I'll be twice as good as that. 6 months from never, just look around at the world we're inheriting and think of the one we'll create. Their mistake is they got old, that is not a mistake. We'll be making no sir, we'll stay young forever. Give those kids and me the brand new century and watch what happens. It's David and Goliath, do or die, the fight is on, and I can't watch what happens. But all I know is nothing happens if you just give in. It can't be any worse than how it's been, and it just so happens that we just might win. So whatever happens, let's begin.
Dancing bells, painted wings, things I almost remember. And a song someone sings once upon a December. Someone holds me safe and warm. Horses prance through a silver storm. Figures dancing gracefully across my memory. Someone holds me safe and warm. Horses prance through a silver storm. Figures dancing gracefully across my memory. Far away long ago, glowing dim as I remember things my heart used to know, things it yearns to remember. And a song someone sings once upon a December.
Uncle Gutenberg was a bookworm, and he lived on Charing Cross. The memory of his volumes brings a smile. He would read me lots of stories when he wasn't on the sauce. Now I'd like to share the wisdom of my favourite bibliophile. He
said, Cover is not the book, so open it up and take a look. Cause under the covers one discovers that the king may be a crook. Chapter titles are like signs, and if you read between the lines, you'll find your first impression was mistook. For a cover is nice, but a cover is not the book.
Mary Poppins, could you give us an example?
Certainly. Nelly Robina was made of wood, but what could not be seen was though her trunk up top was barren, well her roots were lush and green. So in spring when Mr. Hickory saw her blossoms blooming there, he took root despite a bark, and now there's seedlings everywhere.
Which proves a cover is not the book, so open it up and take a look. Cause under the covers one discovers that the king may be a crook. Chapter titles are like signs,
and if you read between the lines,
you'll find your first impression was mistook. For a cover is nice, but a cover is not the book. Should we do the one about the wealthy widow?
Oh, by all means.
Always love that one.
Well, go on then.
Lady Hyacinth Macaw brought all her treasures to a reef,
where she only wore a smile,
plus 2 feathers and a leaf.
So no one tried to rob her, cause she barely wore a stitch.
For when you're in your birthday suit, there ain't much there to show you're rich. Oh, a cover is not the book, so open it up and take a look. Cause under the covers one discovers that the king may be a crook. Taroo-a-lee, taroo-a-la, taroo-a-lee, ta-ta-ta-ta. You'll find your first impression was mistook, yada-da-da. For a cover is nice, but a cover is not the book.
Give us the one about the dirty rascal, why don't you?
Isn't that one a bit long?
Well, the quicker you're into it, the quicker you're out of it.
Once upon a time in a nursery rhyme there was a castle with a king hiding in a wing. Cause he never went to school to learn a single thing. He had scepters and swords and a parliament of lords, but on the inside he was sad, egad, because he never had a wisdom for numbers, a wisdom for words. Though his crown was quite immense, his brain was smaller than a bird. So the queen of the nation made a royal proclamation to the misses and the misses, the more Alexis, bring me all the land's professors. Then she went to the hairdressers, and they came from the east, they came from the south. From each college they put knowledge from their brain into his mouth. But the king couldn't learn till each professor met their fate, for the queen had had their heads removed and placed upon the gate. And on the date, I said their wives were got a note, their mate was now the late freight. But then suddenly one day a stranger started him to sing. He said, I'm a dirty rascal and I'm here to teach the king. And the queen clutched her jewels, for she hated royal fools. But this fool had taught some rules they really taught to teach in schools. Like you'll be a happy king if you enjoy the things you got. You should never try to be the kind of person that you're not. So they sang and they laughed for the king to find a friend. And they ran onto the rainbow for the story's perfect end. So the moral is you mustn't let the outside be the guide. It's not so cut and dried. Unless it's Dr. Jekyll, then you better hide. Petrified. No, the truth can't be denied, as I now have testified. All that really counts and matters is the special stuff inside.
Oh, the cover is not the book, so open it up and take a look.
Cause under the covers one discovers that the king may be a crook.
So please listen to what we've said
And open a book tonight in bed.
So one more time before we get the hook.
Sing it out strong.
A cover is nice, please take our advice. A cover is nice,
but you'll pay the price.
A cover is nice, but a cover is not the book.
Thank you to everyone who performed. That was a fantastic show, and thank you everyone at home who's watching. Please remember, if you can, to donate to the link below for the Ollie Young Foundation, and I hope you have a really nice evening.